fellas, this is Kagan with the tip of the day. Hey, today I want to talk to you about one of my favorite procedures that I use in my classroom. Remember, in an earlier episode, I talked about the importance of having procedures in your classroom that your kids know. And the way you do that is you teach, model, and practice the procedures you want your kids to follow early in the year, and pretty soon they just know it. They just do it. So today's procedure is one of my favorites in my classroom. It comes from the god of cooperative learning, Spencer Kagan himself. And if you want to Google to learn more about Spencer Kagan, just go Kagan, Google Spencer Kagan or cooperative learning, and look specifically for something he calls the 8 modes of conflict resolution. 8 modes of conflict resolution. Spencer Kagan believes that when winning teams have disagreements, that doesn't mean they're a bad team. In fact, every team is going to have disagreements sooner or later. What makes a winning team is that they can work through their disagreements, things that are holding them back faster without turning personal and getting ugly. So every team's going to run into conflict, but if you run into conflict and you can get through it faster, you're going to be more successful. And this procedure is going to help you do that. The 8 modes of conflict resolution are pretty much 8 terms that you can use to break up conflict in your room, to help solve conflict in your room when it arises. So for example, and I'm trying to remember all 8 offhand, but they go like chance, share, compromise, take turns, avoid, postpone, humor, and seek outside help. Those are the 8. And what I do is I post those in the room, those 8 terms in the room. And what I do is I take 2 a day the first couple of weeks of school until I get all of them covered. 1 or 2 a day until I get them all covered. And what I do is I teach the kids how important it is to have that skill. So for example, I'll talk about like share. If you're in a group and you both want the same marker, instead of fighting over it, you can learn to share. That's one way to deal with conflict. Take turns would be, again, maybe I'll use it first, you'll use it second. Or flip a coin to take a chance. But the point is that you want these strategies in place before kids start working together in groups, so that when conflict arises, you're not trying to introduce it to them when they're already in a fighting state, or they're dug in for what they want. So what I do is I teach these strategies early on while they're calm. We practice them and we get used to using them, and then as we go through the year, they know all 8. Whenever we start a big project, I'll have them take 2 minutes in their group and talk about the 3 strategies they're going to use if they run into conflict, in the order that they're going to use them in before they come to me. I'm number 4, seek outside help. They can't make me before number 3, so it's 3 before me. So what they do is they'll say, okay, if we have a conflict while we're working in our group, we're going to, first we'll try to see if we can share, or maybe we'll take flip a coin and take a chance, or maybe we'll just avoid it until the end and see if we can postpone it or put it off. Or maybe we'll use humor to break it up. But they'll come up with 3 strategies that will work for them. They're doing this calmly before they even get started on the project. And then once I see that they have those in place, I let them get started on the project. And then what happens is once the project starts, if they do run into conflict, they go back to their contract that they made before we started the actual project. It's great for cutting down on conflict. It's great for having kids coming up saying, so-and-so's not working with so-and-so, so-and-so's not getting along. They know in my class they have to first do those 3 strategies before they come to me. I'm number 4, seek outside help. And they know once they come to me, there's no going back. What I say goes, and I'm not going to try to set it up against them, but if they don't like what I say, they can't say, no, we're going to go back and try to work it out. No, debate's over. You're going to do it my way. So it's important you try to find a way to solve it before you get to me. Spencer Kagan's 8 modes of conflict resolution can work in kindergarten. It can work all the way up through high school, college, even in the adult world. Find out more about it. Use it in your room. It's going to make a huge difference. And remember, best year ever. You have the power to make it happen.